My name is Colleen Sherlock. I'm a music composer and producer. Welcome to Season 1, Episode 11. So, I don't have anything really prepared for this episode, so here are 11 random facts about me. And also, don't forget to push that like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified of the next video. Thanks again for watching and have a fantastic day. My favorite colors are blue and green, which is probably why I have them as part of my company logo there on the Sherlock Music Solutions site. Blue and green are my favorite colors, and I think probably also because I'm a nature-inspired musician, the color of the sky is blue and the grass is green. I'm thinking that's where that also comes from. I collect rocks. This was a rock I got when I was living up in Massachusetts for about 6 years or so, and I took some shellac and put shellac over it so it gives it that nice shiny texture to it. I'll try to get the details there for you. So you can see it's got different colors, and I have a lot more rocks that are unique, but they are still up in Philadelphia. So this is what I have with me here in Florida. And then also you can see a picture of me as a little kid. This is it here. In 1979, I was at my aunt's house, and as you can see, that's a pretty big rock, and I got to stand on that. So maybe that's where my love for rocks came from. My favorite place is definitely the beach, and as you can see here, it was in September 1974. I'm there with my father just walking along the beach, and so I think it's right that my first album was called Ocean Spirit. Something about the beach that I'm definitely drawn to. So my first pet was a yellow parakeet, and you can see the picture of it right up here. And I had him when I was in kindergarten, which was probably about 1978, and I named him Barry after Barry Manilow. So one night when I came home from school, I was playing with the parakeet, and I let him out of the cage. I was letting him fly around in the dining room, and he accidentally crashed into this mirror that was on the wall, and he seemed okay, I think, at the time. I don't really recall specifically, but when I came home from school the next day, my mom had told me that he had passed away. So I think I had him for maybe a week, 2 weeks, so I didn't do very well with pets as a child. In 1982, I won this contest here called A Culture Other Than My Own, and I based it on this book called The Indians Knew. And we live in such a diverse world today, so to be respectful of other people's values and opinions and culture, it just shows a lot of character to be respectful of other people's cultures, and to take time to understand what their culture actually means and what it represents. When I got my award, it was actually in Philadelphia, and it was for honorable mention, and I got to go to John Wanamaker's, which was a pretty big thing back then. Well, here's a picture of me in 1974. I guess you could say that was my first guitar. And then here's a picture of when I guess you could say I got my first piano, which was in 1975. Since then, I took guitar lessons from about 3rd grade through 8th grade, and here's a couple pictures there. And then after that, I transferred over to piano. So, and then this picture here was actually with my mom. Both of my parents had actually played guitar. My first flight was actually in 1996, and I flew from the Philadelphia airport all the way over to London. So it was actually final destination of Munich, Germany. Yeah, so here's a picture of me when I was at the Philadelphia airport and flying out through British Airways for the first time ever. So when I was a kid, I actually used to play baseball and softball. So yes, baseball, because they didn't have a softball team around when I first started. So when I was a kid, I had played baseball for the Astros, and you can see a picture for that up here. And then later about a year or two later, I switched over to the softball team. There was enough people for the softball teams. So the funny thing is, one night after the game, I was listening to the radio or watching the news or something, and they said, and the Astros won, and the Astros won. And I thought they were talking about our team. The imagination of a child, right? My favorite movie is Breakfast at Tiffany's, and my favorite song is Moon River. A very close second film would definitely be Forrest Gump. My favorite food is pizza. When I was a kid, I used to take English muffins and put some sauce on it and sprinkle on some shredded mozzarella cheese. My father used to say, what if they never made pizza? So I said, well, I think I probably would have figured it out. So until I moved to Florida, I never had a cat before. And when I moved here, I would always see this cat up and down the hallway and in the back. My neighbor was a Vietnam War vet. He had passed away, and when he passed away, his cat basically became homeless, and then she kind of became an outdoor cat. Here's a picture of her a few months after he had passed away, so you can see how skinny she was, and I guess she really wasn't getting fed. That was probably about July, August time frame. Then I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna start feeding her. So twice a day I started going out there feeding her, and little by little, naturally, she got to know me. We established a routine, so she knew when I was coming. She'd come flying over the fence, and you could hear her running up the alley. The day before Thanksgiving, and one of my neighbors who I didn't know their cat had escaped from their apartment, so I saw this cat trap crate outside, and I thought somebody was trying to catch this cat. So the day before Thanksgiving, I brought her in, and the two of us, we were freaked out like anything, because I never had a cat before. But I bought her, I knew I was going to be bringing her in, so I went and got this bed, and you can see how happy she was there. And since then, you know, I've taken her to the beach, and I've taken her to the park and things like that when I had my car. And every now and then I still find ways so I can still take her out to the park just to get her some fresh air and things like that. I never thought having a cat would be so much fun. So as you can see, she's hilarious. So she definitely makes me laugh. Yesterday when I was opening up a package, the tape got stuck. I didn't get to film it. I didn't grab my camera fast enough, but it was hilarious. The tape got stuck to her. I was dangling it and playing with her, and the tape got stuck to her fur. And naturally, she freaked out, like, why is this tape stuck to me? So she ran across the apartment, and I went after her to try to catch her so I could take off the tape. But she'd already gotten the tape off, but it just was hilarious. So there's plenty of moments when she just makes me laugh. So as you can see, I got little Moose here, and she's just a fantastic little cat here, and yeah, she's a good girl. She's a little cranky right now because I just woke her up from a nap. Thank you so much for watching, and as I said earlier, don't forget to like, subscribe, and be sure to hit that notification bell. Tune in next week for episode 12. Have a wonderful day, have a fantastic week, and I'll see you later.
Before you go, I want you to know there's one more thing I'll say. Before you go, I want you to know the sun can slip on